The University of the Cumberlands has seen its fair share of success in the pool and its fair share of standout performers. The 2012-2013 season was no different. Patriot head swim coach Eric Skelly and sophomore standout Charlotte Perron are the latest two to get their names in the headlines. Earlier in the month of March at the NAIA National Meet, Coach Skelly received the honor as the Women's Coach of the Year as the Patriots finished third overall in the nation. Perron was a key contributor to the finish, as she chipped in with 4 All-American honors and a national title in the 200 IM.
We kind of changed her event lineup from last year, and we actually took the event that she swam and she was a national champion in out of the lineup to add the 200 individual medley. She had the fastest time in the nation in that going into the meet. She was seeded second going into finals, and then turned around and she was down for the 198 yards of it, and the last 2 yards closed the gap on the leader and laid claim to another national title in that.
That's something really big that I never imagined I could do before I came in America, because from Belgium, when you imagine competing in America, it's like a big deal. But then I came here and I realized that I could do it. So I was like, well, let's go for it.
You know, I give myself about 5 minutes to celebrate because we were moving right on to the next event. I enjoy it. I still look back at her win last year and her win this year, and other athletes I've had in the past who've been successful, and I enjoy what they've done. I know what her ultimate goal is in that event, and we have a little bit ways to go, but I think we're getting there.
That's kind of a big deal. Everyone is like, well, you're national champion and stuff, but I always know that there is better than me. So I'm super happy with my season, but I know there is some stuff I have to work on so I can be better next year.
When it came time for the 200 IM, an event that Charlotte had trained and prepared for and put in many, many hours to perfect, the race didn't exactly go the way it was supposed to, almost like a blur.
Before the race, I was super focused, and I was so happy because one of my teammates was in the final with me, Lizzie Horn. So we just we stayed together before the race. We're just talking to each other, trying to relax, think about the race. Then comes the time, so there's the music going on, and everyone top 8 swimmers walk through the block, and then they say each name, and at that time I already don't even hear my name. I'm just so focused that I'm ready to go. Then we start, and I don't see anyone but the girl next to me. So I'm just okay, come on, let's go, you can do it. Because the year before, we raced each other in the 200 fly, and I won and she got second. So I knew she wanted the revenge. She was like, I'm gonna get her. And in my head, I was like, I'm gonna get her too. So it was pretty intense. As
a coach watching it, it was kind of unfolding like I had thought. I was hoping that she would take a little bit bigger lead into the freestyle, and to see her behind, I kind of had the mentality of, well, we're resigned to second here. That's still a good finish, and then she closed it within the last 5 yards.
I'm ahead for fly, same for back, and then she's really good in breaststroke. So she catch me. I think she's a little in front of me, and then freestyle I just gave everything I had left, and then in the last 7 yards, I just take my last breath, and then I look at her and I see that she's super close. I just don't breathe until the end, and then when I touch, I don't even know if I'm first because the board is behind me.
Watching that race, the 200 IM is such a weird event because it involves all 4 disciplines, and you have to be good at all of them. You can't just be great at one. And Charlotte has really worked on the back half of that race. She's always been a standout butterfly and backstroker for us. She's got school records in both disciplines. Going out in the butterfly, she was, I believe, second. Backstroke, she had a little bit of a lead, but still kind of maybe about 0.2 of a second behind. Her breaststroke would really kind of put her in a position where she was. A lot of times in that event, you see swimmers fade off, but she hung with the leaders in that race. And then her freestyle, it was all guts coming home, and that's the part where your arms are sore, your legs are sore, and she was hurting, but that's where the mental aspect of swimming came in.
I just see all my teammates screaming, jumping everywhere, so I knew that was it, and I beat her by 7-10, something like that. So that was super close.
A little bit of heart stopping for me as a coach, but at the same time, we're getting used to that now.
So it was your race was perfect, but you really scared me because you were not winning at the end, and then you just touched first, and I was like, what happened?
As you might imagine, winning a national title is the ultimate feeling and goal for any collegiate athlete, and it's one that Charlotte will always cherish.
I'm like, of course, super happy, super proud, and like I see my coach like smiling and stuff, so I'm like, I knew that I did something good, not only for me, but I have so many people like happy about it. Knowing that I have so many people about it, it's like what makes me smile the most. Everyone was super excited, and like, of course, my mom like was like, oh my God.
As for the Coach of the Year honor, well, it was something that was totally unexpected.
That's the end of the meet. They like announce who is the second team, first team, and then they're like swimmer of the year, and then they come to coach of the year, and then they say coach of the year, Eric Skelly, and like we're like, wow. And then he just doesn't move. He just stays there, and he turns white, and he's like, I can't move, guys. I can't move. And we're like, come on, coach, they're calling you. That's your name.
Shocking, awe, disbelief. I didn't expect to win it. I know my vote didn't even go for me, and we're allowed to vote for ourselves.
So we just all like grab him and push him, and we're like, okay, he's here. And then he gets his trophy, and then he's just looking at us, and he's like, come on, girls, come with me. And then we all came in, we took a picture, and he was like, I've never seen him like that shocked in his whole life.
It felt good knowing that my peers recognized what we're doing here at Cumberlands and saw, where we were. 2 years ago we finished 12th in the women's, and then last year we were 6th. This year we finished 3rd. So I was very flattered. I stood there and looked at the award for a good 2 minutes solid, kind of in disbelief that I had it. At the end of the day, the trophy I want is the big tall one that says national champion on it. So that's what we're trying to build the program towards.
Perron, like Skelly, came to the University of the Cumberlands from the University of Nevada. She knew that she had the chance for greatness, but she also knew the kind of expectations that Coach Skelly had for her. It's that relationship that has helped Charlotte with the understanding of what is expected of her, and also how it will help the team get better.
He's the one that made me come back in the US. He's the one that is making me swim hard and practice hard every day. So he's a good person to me. Like, even though sometimes when practice are hard, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I hate you, Skelly, because sometimes practice is super hard, but like, I know that he's doing great, and I totally trust him. I know that he just wants our best, and if he's sometimes like he is, that's just because he wants us to be better and better every year.
I think it is a boost for the team. So having those caliber of athletes like Charlotte, like a Melissa Poplinski, these are individuals that help elevate the program to higher levels, and it makes me recruit even faster athletes just so that I can challenge them. And I think overall it's helped boost the profile of the University of the Cumberland swim program.
Throughout her illustrious career, Perron has 7 All-American honors and 2 national titles. Covering University of the Cumberland swimming, this is Brandon Hensley for the Cumberlands Patriots Sports Network.
Come on, Brendan.